I mean, obviously, we're disappointed. I mean, we're not at a point in the season or even period to be finding a lot good about a loss. But I did think that we were much more competitive than we were in Austin for a longer stretch of time, and I thought that we were able to regroup a little bit at halftime, and the lead was a little bit too much for us, and we weren't able to make enough shots. But I did think that our second half was a better performance. I thought that the missed chippies that we had in the third quarter, we missed a couple of layups in a row and a wide open three that could have really given us a lift, but just didn't make some easy bunnies that would have helped us. And on the flip side of that, I thought Baylor made some really big momentum plays that separated them, where they just played plays out, saved balls, offensive rebounds turned into and ones, picking up deflections where had we been a little more aware and played a few plays out, I think it would have helped us. But again, credit to Baylor.
Questions? Karen, what is the message to the team after a loss like this?
Try to find some positives out of it. I mean, I thought defensively we did some really good things. Again, timely offensive rebounds on their part and timely saved balls. I thought Cooper was good tonight and really set the tone for them in the beginning of the game. But we have to move forward. I mean, Jamie hit it on the head. We were talking in there after the game, and I mean, what you don't want to do at this point in your season is let a loss devastate you and you're not ready to play in your next game, or you're not trying to move forward and get ready for tournament play, which is right around the corner. So we will look at this and try to learn from it. But again, we're not at the place that we were the last time we lost, where we can let one loss turn into two or three or something like that. Like, we have to move forward and try to learn from it.
Coach, obviously it's a different Baylor team from last season, but do they bring the same firepower, that same national championship drive?
I think so. Just the ability to go from one play to the next is the most significant thing that is the difference in them and a lot of teams, and definitely was the difference in them and us tonight, is that there's just never a time that they're just going to stand around and watch the ball roll out of bounds or not play it out, not go to the boards, not run the floor. I mean, there's just things that you have to do at that championship level that makes the difference in winning and losing, and they understand that. I mean, they've obviously felt that and been through it multiple years, but in particular last year all the way through the championships. They get it. They understand where the season is right now, and they understand what kind of urgency you have to play with. And we have to learn that and find that for sure. But I would say they're playing at that level again.
Karen, you guys were the last team to beat them in the conference. And I remember, I believe, in that press conference here, you said it was important, but you still had to do other things. What's been the separation from that win to where you are now compared to where they are?
I mean, if you look at today, for example, I don't think the score is necessarily indicative of how we played tonight. But I understand that's what everyone's going to look at. But they have, I think, a lot of depth in the paint in particular, and that's something we don't have. Unfortunately, we've had different scenarios that have forced us into lack of depth. And, they have an advantage of being able, I think, because of their depth, to play very, very aggressive. And, a few years ago when we had Imani, you have a shot blocker. They allow your guards to get up into people, and if they get beat, they don't stress too much about it because they know there's a second line of defense that's really capable of changing shots, altering people's game plans, and I think that our two bigs are capable of doing some of that, but they also understand that if they foul, we're in a dilemma from a size perspective against a team like Baylor. I mean, obviously Audrey played terrific today and gave us a really big boost, but their size advantage does not allow you to get into foul trouble. And they're just very efficient with what they do. I mean, I think Lauren obviously is the head to that. I mean, there's no question she is a difference maker for them just from her decision making. And she's been there and done it. They understand what that feels like. But they're a complete team for sure.
Karen, knowing it's like game by game in the Big 12, the streak that they have, I mean, the fact that they have not lost at home and have not lost a Big 12 game since that game 3 years ago, how impressive, and how do you put that into words?
I'm sure y'all will do that.
What
I mean, it's definitely is, but y'all do a good job of that.
Coach, 21 turnovers forced tonight. What went well defensively?
We were active. I thought we did a much better job than we did against them the first time, not allowing just point-blank shots. We helped our bigs much more. We were much more active off the ball as far as digging and trying to get some deflections and things like that. But again, they also picked up some trash off of those deflections that really hurt us. But I just thought that we were way more active than we were the first time against them. We guarded a little bit differently, but sorry, go ahead.
So how tough was it to kind of bounce back after those first 5 minutes and falling down 14 or 15 to 4, and kind of getting back in the game after the way they started?
We've been in positions like that, so it wasn't really. It was tough coming back from that, but we just had to come together as a team and pick each other up. We wasn't hitting shots, so we just had to stick to our defensive plan and just continue to do what we were doing. I mean, we came back with a different mindset after halftime, so I think we stayed locked into what the game plan was. We didn't fall from that, so I think we responded really well from the lead that they took.
Did you feel hindered out there by your wrist?
No, I was fine.
Coach, you mentioned Lauren being a difference maker. Is she you look at her stat line, it's not as gaudy as some of the players in the conference, but is she as big a difference maker as there is in the conference?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's no question. Just her understanding of what the expectations are, and then her facilitating ability, decision making in the high post, and her shot blocking ability. I mean, she's a pretty big difference.
How do you guys bounce back and get ready for Sunday and not, as Karen said earlier, have the snowball and turn into 2 losses and 3 losses that you guys get ready for the tournament?
I think, like she said, in the locker room, we all have to learn from this loss, take away the positives and the negatives from the game, and just turn it around. Know what we're playing for on Sunday. I mean, it's our senior night, and we want to get a win for them. So.
This is for both Shug and Audrey. In the first quarter, there were a lot of miscommunications between the players that kind of caused turnovers and allowed Baylor to have a lot of opportunities. Is that just adrenaline, or is that the stadium being made loud, or what was the cause behind that?
I think the crowd was really loud today. They had a really good crowd, so it's kind of hard to, call out plays. So we adjusted to it. So I would call out plays and everybody would repeat me. So it was a loud crowd, so it kind of messed up our communication. But I feel like we kind of turned it around after that.
Coach, the team struggled a bit at the free throw line last couple of games. Is that a point of concern for you?
I wouldn't say it's a point of concern, but we've been a pretty good free throw shooting team. So, yes, we need to get back in and get a little bit of extra shooting in and try to get focused on that again. I mean, we got to the free throw line, obviously, a little bit more in the second half, but critical misses.